Hello, this is Lisa Russick with the podcast We're All Psychic. Today we have a really cool guest, and she has already blown my mind with the last. It feels like we've talked for 5 minutes and also maybe 2 hours. I don't know. She's given me so much information, her listeners and watchers. Information. Amy, would you like to say hello?
Hello. Thanks for having me.
I am really happy to have you. And first of all, I'd like to ask you, do you think we're all psychic?
We are definitely all psychic. I would actually say we're all intuitive.
I
Some
like
people
that.
don't identify with the word psychic, but yes, we are all intuitive. We are all born with gifts. We just forget them along the way.
Yeah, yeah. Or, like my old co-host Misty, she could remember him when she was younger, and then she shut him off. And I don't really remember having him when I was younger, but when I really look back at my experiences, yeah, I kind of did. My stuffed animals had personalities that were very complicated. You know, they weren't just like, I'm in a good mood today as a little stuffed dog. It's no, this dog was sad because his puppy was off to war.
Oh my.
Yeah, his wife was sad because their son had gone off to war and she was a cat, and that was not thought about. But that was already, they already went through that trauma. This is the next trauma.
Mm.
Yeah, so I was very imaginative. I think the spirits were playing with me. That's kind of why I think,
Yeah.
and getting my imagination going, keeping it going, because all of this stuff to me is imagination work. What do you think about that? Like how our imagination works with it?
Well, I think we get intuitive hits through imagination. We can all, because our brain doesn't know the difference between reality and fiction. And so that's why when someone does guided visualization, meditations, it's rewiring the subconscious. And so sometimes we can have something that feels like imagination that ends up coming true. So that can be some sort of premonition. But yeah, like definitely there are things that can come through imagination. There are things that can come through dreams. There are things that can come through just everyday
Where
life.
where is this coming from? It just drops in, and you're like, how did I find that out?
Mhm.
Where'd that come from? Does that happen to you too? I think that happens to all of us, every single person.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
it's not a thought that I had. It's not like a random weird thing. It's just like somebody told me, but who? An angel? Somebody? A good? It feels good, like good thought usually. It's usually a really an insight or something, but it's not mine. It doesn't feel like it came from me. I kind of feel like
Yeah, well,
muse.
it's like
Hmm.
our intuition can work in so many different ways. Like this weekend, I kept going, when's my daughter's friend's birthday party? When is that? I should really definitely check that out. And like I was having this like strong thought about it over and over and over again. And then finally on Sunday I looked and I'm like, oh, it didn't save in my calendar and it was the day before. And the day before is when I should have
You were
looked
thinking
because I was
about.
thinking about it and I got distracted and things like that. And so, our intuition's really incredible if you
Yeah,
ask me. And like
it is.
it's all good. Like it's fine that she missed the party, but like I was sad because like I really wanted her to go to
Really,
that party.
because you were really thinking heavily about it that day, and you're into.
Yes, and because we had family coming into town, I just kind of got distracted and
Yeah,
it's
I
all
get it.
good. It's all good.
Does yeah, it is all good. It is all fine. Maybe something bad would have happened to her there. Who knows? She would have had a bad time. Not a bad thing happened to her. Maybe she would have
Yeah,
just, I don't
just
like this cake. It's the worst
my
cake
daughter
I've
doesn't
ever
really
had.
eat cake anyway, so it's fine.
So, listeners and watchers, before we joined, she's also has the same diagnosis as me. She told me a lot of really great tips. I just want to say thank you for that and let the listeners and watchers know you did that for me. That was she spent a lot of time explaining a
Oh,
lot of things that I didn't know about HEDS already, and I thank you for that.
you're
And
very welcome.
she has so many talents, listeners and watchers. But one of the things in her description of her bio that really caught my attention was that she is interested in ancestral patterns and ancestral healing, stuff like that. So, would you like to tell us what you do with that and how that works for you?
Yeah. So first, let me share what tool I use because I think that's really important to like set the foundation for that. So I use the Akashic records and I teach people how to use their Akashic records, how to read their Akashic records, and how to get answers on demand from the masters, teachers, and loved ones. And so what the Akashic records are, they're like an energetic library or database, computer database of your soul. And so when your soul comes into existence, all of your energy, all of your words, all of your deeds, all of your thoughts start recording in the Akash. Akash means space in Sanskrit. And so we can tap into your Akashic records and receive love and guidance and support in any and all areas of your life. And what I find the Akashic records to be is the most amazing life tool. They will assist you in having an understanding of who you are and why you're here, but they'll also assist you in having a self-discovery, assist you in understanding and exploring patterns, understanding how you can manifest something, how to grow a business, like any and all things you can use the records for in terms of fulfillment in life. And so what I have found is you could be doing all of the right things, trying to manifest something, taking action, declaring what you want, making yourself a priority, doing all these things. But then you're like, but it's not happening. I don't understand why it's not happening. And it's usually because something is either happening in your ancestral lineage or something is happening in your soul lineage. You have two lineages that can go hand in hand with one another or can have some conflicts as well. Okay. And so your soul lineage is everything your soul has ever experienced and will experience. And so your soul's lineage can be different than your ancestral lineage, because your ancestral lineage is the lineage you're born into in this lifetime. And so you could have had 100 lifetimes. And so that's your soul lineage, right? All the experience in those 100 lifetimes. And then your ancestral lineage is everything your ancestors experienced in the lineage. And that can go 20 generations back. And so we carry those traumas in our DNA from our soul lineage and our ancestral lineage. Ancestral lineage is also blood and not blood. And what I mean by that is, this is the best example I can give, is I was born to my mom and my biological dad, obviously. But my biological dad was not in my life. My stepdad was. He was my dad. I grew up with him. I'm very connected to him. And my lineage, my ancestral lineage, even though we are not blood, is very much tied to his ancestors and my mother's ancestors. So it's not just blood. And so some people might be listening, they might be adopted, might have gone through foster care, might have not have like the traditional mom and dad. There's so many different variations of how we can grow up, right? And so when we're talking about the ancestors, it's your ancestral lineage from this lifetime, the traumas they've had, the gifts they've had, and how you are utilizing them and how they're impacting you as well. Because the ancestral lineage impacts you, your soul lineage impacts you. And so if you're not manifesting something and you're doing all the things you're supposed to be doing, the question is what's influencing me? What's preventing me from getting there? What patterns, what blocks, what confusion do I have? What am I looking at? And so we can look at the ancestors. Now, the ancestors are coming in droves now. They want to help us. The veil is
noticed.
Yes.
Yes.
There's a lot. You
have a lot of opinions.
Yes. But they're
wonderful opinions, but
some of the ancestors that are supporting us are still in body, meaning they haven't transitioned. They're not in the spirit world fully. And then there are some ancestors that we've never met that are influencing us, that want to help us, that want to support us, that want to connect with us.
Yes.
And so how and what we are doing with our ancestral lineage really is determined by us. And what I mean by that is some of you listening to this may feel like you're the black sheep of the family. Some of you might feel like the white sheep of the family. Some of you might feel like, I don't even belong to this family. I'm not the black sheep or the white sheep. I'm out. And
I'm a goat.
Yes. So it just,
I'm out. I like
there is all sorts of different things and ways that our ancestors influence us. And the main thing is work on yourself, and the ancestors will come and support you. And the ancestors will also encourage you to do certain things, to heal certain things. They'll also feel prideful in some of the things that they want to keep alive as well. And so there can be some conflict with
Yes,
that.
I agree with that.
And then there can
I felt
also,
that and had experienced that with ancestors myself when they come through to me and tell them blah blah blah.
yeah,
It's like I'll tell them, but they'll do what they want.
yes. And not all ancestors are meant to be guides either. And that's, I think, really important to understand because we all have free will. And the ancestors that I want to work with, I want to change the lineage because we're here to make
Yeah,
changes
yeah.
and we're here to grow. We're here to up level. And then there's ancestors that want to come in and like remind you of your gifts and remind you who you are and what you're meant to be
That's been
doing.
most of my experiences, those kind of
Yeah.
ancestors. The good ones,
Yeah.
the gentle ones, the kind ones, the giving ones. The ones who love that client I might be reading for or something, or they just might be around, and
Hmm.
it's
Hmm.
just, yeah, they're just happy to be noticed and acknowledged usually, you know.
Yeah. So to make a long story short,
Hmm.
the ancestors are here to heal and we can
Thank-
use the records to access them as well.
So how do you go about teaching people I'm not going to tell you, yeah, to explain the whole set thing. I'm sure
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
a lot to go into, but how do you teach people to access the records, basically, like a rundown of it?
Yeah, so it's really simple. I want people to get answers really quickly. Like we have attention spans of a squirrel, and so we need to be able to get in and out as quick as possible. And so I teach people how to open their records through a specific practice, also utilizing the crystalline energy to unlock the doors to their Akashic records. And so
Line energy.
just
What do you mean by that? I'm just curious. Never heard that.
we yeah, so people are very into
Oh,
crystals.
I love crystals. Yeah, I love rock.
So
What?
that is crystalline energy.
Okay, I didn't know that.
So
Okay. I never heard
yes,
it put that way. Okay. Crystalline or crystalline?
crystalline or
Crystalline.
yeah,
Okay. Crystalline. I never
crystalline
heard.
energy. And the crystalline energy wants to come in. We're moving from carbon-based beings to crystalline beings, and so the more that we work with the crystalline energy, the more that it can provide a steady stream of energy and whatever we're needing support with. So let's say you're super stressed, you're not very calm, you need like a lot of like just calming energy. Lepidolite would be a great crystalline energy to work with. And having a tangible crystal is great, but we can also use the actual frequency codes of the crystals to work with different spiritual concepts, modalities, or just stand alone to work on ourselves.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I love that. So you've got such great examples and you're so succinct when you explain them. I love it. Um, so where can the listeners and watchers find more about you, find out about you, like who are you and more about you? Website, social media where we can stalk you and stuff and
Yeah, of course. So you can find me on all of the social media channels, main social media channels. So I'm on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. We have weekly podcasts that goes out on YouTube, or you can go to the podcast streaming platforms or my website, and it's Amy Robeson. So that's AMYROBESON. And my website is theamyrobeson.com. And if you want, you can go to my website and do theamyrobeson.com/free. And we have 20 plus free Akashic record healings, activations, meditations that
oh,
are on our website. And we're always doing like free master classes and things like that. We just got done with like a 2 week long masterclass series to explain what the records are and like going into it. And then we're about to start our new Sacred Awakening round, which is my Akashic record program. So you can find me pretty much anywhere online.
that's really cool, man. I love that you get to teach that. And how did you start teaching? Like, I didn't get to this in the beginning, but I'm just very curious. Were you always around it when you were growing up? The spiritual stuff, the psychic stuff.
Yeah, so my grandma was a tarot card reader and an astrology reader. And
Hey,
so she taught me how to do tarot when I was like
around you.
7.
It feels like a lot of ancestors around
Y-
you. If that makes
Yes, yes. So my mother's side was very, very, very psychic.
okay.
My grandma had gifts, my mom had gifts, my sisters have gifts, and how we utilize the gifts are completely up to us and what that looks like.
Oh, cool.
And I have always been fascinated with this type of stuff. And I
Yeah.
have memories from when I was 1, and I would have prophetic dreams. And I was very much an empath and very much into talking to angels and little alien beings when I was a kid. And so it's like I grew up with it, but just like most people, I like kind of lost it for a
Mhm.
little bit.
Did people
Um,
tell you it wasn't normal, or is that why you decided not to pay attention to it anymore? Or did
No, honestly, no one ever told me that. And like, I have a very different upbringing than most people. I didn't grow up in a religious household. My mom always told me if you want to talk to God, you talk to God. You don't have to go to church.
my mom told?
And and so yeah, like my grandma was a tarot card reader. She was very good and very accurate. And so no one ever like shunned that kind of stuff. And so I found it all very, very fascinating. My step family also wasn't against any of that type of stuff either. I just had a lot of trauma. And so I got really depressed, and I like got just sucked into a really dark, deep black hole
Yeah.
where I didn't want to be here anymore. And so when I was in my darkest days, still processing a lot of trauma, what that looked like, I just started hearing, go to yoga, go to yoga, go to yoga, hot yoga, like go to hot yoga, Amy, just go. And finally I was like, okay, I'll go. Like, let me look this up. And I kept getting these intuitive hits. And so finally looked it up. There was a brand new Bikram studio, which is now called Hot 26, that opened up right down the road from my house. I went there. It was one of the best decisions I ever made, because like all of a sudden I felt like life was back in my body. Happiness
When
was,
she starts moving through you, it really does align everything. It's your key, or however you want to call it.
yeah,
It's your prana, whatever you want to call it.
yeah. And
It's
and
beautiful.
so that just went down, that set me down a path of exploring again and understanding. And, it was, and when I say I lost my way, I didn't lose my way very long. Like, I found yoga in my early 20s. And
Yeah.
so it was just a short period of time that I was extremely depressed. And then I went to be with my now husband. I moved to Charleston, South Carolina, cracked my tailbone for the second time in my life, and yoga got taken away from me. And so I had to ask myself, I'm homesick, I'm crying every day, I feel myself slipping back into depression. What do I want to do? What have I been wanting to do that I haven't been doing? And that was, I want to learn how to meditate, and I want to learn dream interpretation, and what does that look like? And so I found my first spiritual teacher that taught me how to meditate. She taught me how to become a meditation teacher. And meditation teacher sounds so fluffy and innocent, but it was way more than that, because I learned like exorcisms, I learned hand-on healings, aura readings, dream interpretation. You name it, it was in there, because it was a mediumship course that I'm forever grateful for, and terrified out of my mind, because I didn't know what exactly I was signing up for. But it set me down this road of being a deep explorer and seeker. And never once did I think I would be teaching the Akashic records, but they felt like home, and they felt necessary, and they still continue to feel necessary, and I love them. Being able to have something that I can lean into at any point in time that allows me to up level my life is amazing. And it's not even my life, it's me.
In the moment, even.
Mm-hmm.
If
Yeah.
like, if I am in a bad place, I've been in a bad place lately, just kind of because I've been sick and Yeah. But I've been trying to do different I do Reiki. Sometimes that'll bring me out of it. I did a meditation earlier for yesterday for a podcast to try to get me out of it, and it did. But I woke up today back to the. But then I got on with you, and I'm better. Your energy infected me, and if I feel so much better, like emotionally, and what you're
Oh,
saying.
good.
This podcast is really timely because it's exactly what I'm going through in my heart and in my emotions, trying in my mind, trying to put my mind and my emotions together better and be discerning and also not cry all the time, but process things through my heart chakra,
Mhm.
my through everything because I always blocked off my emotions and I'm trying to like finally feel them. And I've been through since I divorced 4 years ago, tried to feel my emotions really well. Mine, not yours.
Yes.
Not his Gandalf, but I will feel Gandalf's, my cat's. But because he's a fluffy cat. All his emotions are fluffy. And it's been hard to do that. And listening to you talk is giving me so many ideas and so many angles to take. And already just hearing how you've done it is showing me that I can do it too. And when
Yeah,
it comes back
absolutely.
around, and yes, sometimes it get hard again. It has over the years. Sometimes it's easy. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's easy. Sometimes it's hard. And this is a hard time for me. So thank you for coming on and explaining me what you do. It's weird timing, is it not? We put this podcast off, listeners. We had to reschedule it. And it's just perfect timing because I wasn't feeling like this last time we had the podcast.
Good.
So it was really good timing for me that you talked about this. Thank you.
You're welcome. Everything works on divine time and you will feel better. You just got to get the right people and support system in place and the right tools as well. I think that sometimes, one, we forget the tools that we have in our toolbox.
Yeah.
Oftentimes, and I do the same thing where it's like if you're having a bad flare up or a bad day, it's like,
This is
you
every day.
well, sometimes you just want to sit in your crap and there's nothing wrong with sitting in your crap. Like there is
That you
nothing wrong
can
with
do.
it. But feel it, release it, let
Yes.
it go and choose what it is that you truly want to feel. And if you're a person that's experiencing chronic pain, it can be really hard to get out of the chronic pain bubble because it just feels like you're in this like hazy drunk over.
Nobody gets it. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, you know, like I'm also a big believer in I am not defined by my circumstance in the moment.
I agree.
And so, like, I have had people tell me before, like, you're going to live in pain the rest of your life. And I'm like, I'm not.
Oh,
Like,
I don't listen to no, I have
no. So it's
that kind of
like,
crap to me. Yeah.
no. So it's like, I'm always searching for answers because I really am. And I feel amazing. Like, I feel 10
Yeah.
times better than I ever have in like a decade. And so, you know, the thing about doing this work is every day.
Optimistic for how about I mean for me anyway. It keeps me optimistic that I can find solutions.
Yeah, you totally, because you just got to find the right system and the right
Yeah.
support systems.
And I'm
Like it,
watching so many clients and people I know in the field work through their problems that way too. I'm seeing
yeah.
examples of it everywhere, and I teach people this too, and it works. It really works, right?
Hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's amazing, guys.
Yeah, and I think that we're meant to be supported, and
Yeah.
it takes a village to raise a child. We are as adults, we are still children,
That's the
and
I would like to ask you, like, how do we ask for help? Because it is hard to ask for help. It is for me anyway. Some people, it's very hard to ask for help when they're feeling bad, especially
yeah.
if it's psychological, they think, or psychiatric in any way, and it's probably energetic from our experience
Well,
anyway. Maybe,
two
but
things. One is it's important to be a part of a community. Like I think that it's like I know if I'm having a bad day, I can think of at least three people I can call and talk to about it. And
yeah,
they're not all the same. They're not all going to respond the same way
yeah,
either. But I know that I can call them up without judgment and they're going to talk to me. The other thing is I always have the records. The guardians of the records will never judge you. But we live in a time where there's this connection that is important to happen. And so I think it's, a tangible person to talk to is really important, but it's also having the spiritual beings that we get to talk to as well that will instantly love on us
I
and
was just
remind
thinking.
us that we are safe and that we are seen. And I think that it's really important, especially when let's say you wake up at 2 a.m. and you're like, I wish I had someone to talk to right now. I'm so stressed out. I'm this, I'm that, and whatever. And it's like, no, I just need to be held and loved. And that's what the guardians can do for us is
Thank you.
they can hold us in love and they can hold us in this divine connection to oneness. And when we are in a state of disarray or confusion or sadness or anger or whatever it is, complication of energy, right? It's because we are not connected to our oneness. We are not connected to oneness in general. And so, what does that look like, and how can we reconnect so that we feel better? And it's amazing what happens with that.
So asking for help can bring us back to that.
Yes, 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 yes.
That's a very good point. That's a really good point, man. And it always makes people feel better if they can offer us help too, I think.
Yeah.
At this point, I want to thank my sponsor, Everclear. Everclear is an advice app and website. It looked like it was very mysterious all of a sudden. It's a very mysterious place, Everclear. It's an app and a website where you can find advisors who can give you the clarity you need to create the life you deserve if you don't have it already. And they can give you affirmations if you do. They give you props if you do. And we love Everclear. Everclear is just wonderful. I'm an advisor on there under the name Lisa Russick. And Amy, I have just really enjoyed this. And listeners and watchers, this is a video on Spotify and YouTube if you haven't figured that out, but you'll see it in the description. She's going to put her stuff in the description. I mean, I'll put her stuff in the description, but she'll give it to me to put in the description. That's how that works, if you're wondering. I know you're so curious after 5, 6 years how that happens. It's just, it's amazing. I don't listen to it because I will get it wrong. They send it to me, I copy and paste it. But I just wanted to tell you that this has like really lifted me up today, and it's given me a lot of like confidence in just it's made my body feel better too, but the sling helps to sit up and have it resting and not dropping. That too, but your energy has helped me feel like myself again. Even though I'm all dried out from the sinuses and stuff, that's kind of fading too. I don't know if you know this, but you just have a naturally kind of gently like healing, like as it heals my heart first kind of
Mm.
healing. It's a gentle, warm healing in my heart first. And then like everything else just feels fine. It just feels fine.
Good.
It's a really nice feeling that you give, and it's very sweet. Thank you. It's a gift.
You're welcome, my dear. Did you want to do the reading now
I would
for?
love to. Yes, let's do
Yeah.
readings. We're gonna do a reading for you guys.
Yeah, so for everybody that's listening, I'm going to give Lisa a mini Akashic record reading since we're in a group setting, meaning you guys are listening to this or watching this. Anything that I share with Lisa, if it resonates with you, take it. Anything that doesn't, leave it behind. And then I'll do a general group reading message based on some of the themes that are coming through as well. I have the records open, Lisa. So is there anything specific you want to ask?
What should I do with my career in general?
Yeah, yeah. So, they're saying this, it's time to take a back seat to the pain. So let me clarify what that means. They're saying that it's like they're showing me dominoes on a table that are shuffling around. They're laying flat, but they're shuffling them around on the table, meaning they're figuring out the right equation to make the dominoes work.
Okay.
And they're saying that it's important to one start like categorizing your day by cups. Okay, this cup is my pain. Okay, this cup is my creativity. This cup is my movement for the day. Like
Okay.
you got all these cups in front of you based on the things that you got to get done and how you want to do it. And what they're saying is they all have different levels of energy in them in the beginning of the day. And so if you have the opportunity to actually look at the cups to start with, you'll understand how to divvy up the energy based on how you're feeling in the moment.
Ooh. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, I
Okay.
get that. I get that. Yeah.
So when you're, let's say, having a really good day, you know your creativity and your movement level is going to be higher than if you're having a lower, a flare up day, things
Yeah.
like that. But
Yeah.
it doesn't, and we're going to take out the pain aspect of it all the way together.
Okay.
Everybody has these cups that we can look at. What, how much energy do we have? What's the flow? What does it look like? And so let's say you're like, my movement cup is doing really good today, but my creativity does not feel like it is on point, but I got to get this work done. Go move your body to get your creativity level up, because what will happen is as you move your body, that movement energy is going to move over to the creativity cup.
Does.
And so they're saying two things. It's really important that you're moving your body on a consistent basis and not bracing for the Titanic to hit.
Not.
And
I'm not.
so it's like there's this grip sometimes that you have in your body where it's like you're bracing for something, and it's just a nervous system regulation
Oh, yeah. With each
quality.
HEDS, we're, as you know, maybe we were always in fight or flight. Uh,
Yes. And
so I'm
so,
always like, I feel that tension all the time to keep
right.
things together. So I
And so
just
they're
love
saying with the
it.
movement, when you understand your movement, you will actually learn how to release that grip where it's like, whew, okay, I can like actually settle it more into my body today.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I need to learn.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
they're here, they're wanting me to ask you this, like, do you know how many steps you take a day?
Mm. I don't
Okay.
put it on my phone or anything, you know.
So they're wanting you to track that because they're saying you like data. And when you understand the correlation between how many steps and how you're feeling, like that bracing feeling, all correlates to how much you've moved your body for the day. So they're saying, so if you want to track your steps, you can either get like a watch that tracks it, like a fitness thing, a hybrid thing. You just don't
Yeah.
want like um, I don't know if you know this, but like anybody that like EMFs are not great for people that have like massive
What's an EMF?
EMFs is the electric magnetic fields for the like the cell phone
Oh,
towers.
yes, I got you. Yeah, I got you.
Okay. So it's like you don't want like a
I always use my
smartwatch on your.
headset. I always use my headsets or put my speaker on, and I never stand
Yeah.
up to my microwave. I'm also.
Yeah. But they're just saying like don't do a smartwatch to track your steps. It's just too much. But there's hybrid things and stuff like that. Anyways, so track your steps. And then you're going to start realizing, okay, if I get 5,000 steps in, this is how I feel. When I get 7,000 steps in, this is how I feel. This, when I do 8,000 steps, this is how I feel. Oh, wait, I didn't move my body that much. This is impacting me. So what will happen is like the more that you move your body in a systematic way that works for you in the day. Meaning there are some days that are like 8,000 steps. Another day it's going to be like 5,000 is my threshold. Like that's all that I can do. And you'll find where your sweet spot is. And this is all coming back to like, what do I do with my career? And it's taking care of your body is a part of one, your career and your lifestyle, but also it's going to allow you to start moving more into your creative focus
Okay.
where you have an outlet to share what it is you're meant to share for the day. And I see what I see you doing is doing a lot more talking, a lot more readings, and a lot more interaction with people. I don't know if you see.
I'm trying to meet people.
Yeah,
Nashville. Yeah.
perfect. I don't know if you do in-person stuff, but they're saying that you would highly benefit from doing more in-person stuff.
Yeah, I do. I work part-time at Cosmic Connections in town, and I think they're on 8th or on 631. And I also do par events. I was supposed to do one this weekend, but my neck was gone. I was like, no, you can't do crap today, Lisa. Or yeah, or the next day, or the next day, or the next day. But now it's fine. It's getting better. As long as I keep this on for the next couple of days, it'll be back to normal through my
Do
experiences.
you do readings?
Yeah, in person. And I do it on Everclear, which is our sponsor. So yeah, I do lots of
Perfect.
readings. I love doing readings. I just love doing readings. I love mediumship too. With like Everclear doesn't let us offer ever mediumship readings, so I offer that on my website and at Cosmic Connections.
Perfect. So they're saying more in-person stuff. So not only the readings,
Really
but
can't really force that. They just hire me in when they can. So I
oh
can't
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
can't say give me more time. I just have to wait till they do.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
But what they're saying in
Does
terms of
help.
like where's your career going, more
Let's
in-person
get
events.
going. Oh,
Yes,
okay,
more
okay.
in-person events, more readings,
That
more like they
to
really
me,
want me
my
to
health makes
emphasize
better for that.
events, more in-person events.
Do they see
Um,
music in there at all? Because I'm just learning. I'm just starting to try to find some people to play with, and I found a couple women that I'm interested in playing with.
yes, I see that, but it's more fun, not
Yeah,
necessarily a job. Like
fine. It's
it's
not.
not a career.
Yeah,
It's fun. You'll infuse it into your events for your business, but it's more so for fun. And that goes back to you making those connections, having more people in your life in person. Because if you can jam out with your group like once or twice a week, it will like drastically change how you feel,
it
like drastically.
really will. That's what
Mhm.
something that cheered me up is playing music with other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they're saying that in person events are really important. Do you have questions about that?
No, I think I understand because I'm very reclusive and I do need to get out more, but I don't have the money to right now, but hopefully soon I will. I'll try to get better budgeted and stuff. But like all I have to do is like I got like $20 to go to a dive bar. I'm not meeting the man of my dreams there, but I'm having a good time.
Yes, and it's not about spending money, it's about having connection. So you can go meet up some friends.
Go in Nashville. Everyone here is so awesome that I've met. Now some people go like some of the men like around 35 or 40 look crazy that I've met, but we'll keep that between us. You might know what I'm talking about. I know they
I'm not single, so I don't know what you're talking
single.
about.
Oh, it's terrible. Like I
No.
got divorced like 4 years ago, and it's just the dating scene. I don't know how to date. I have no clue. So maybe it's normal what they're doing. I have no idea.
I don't know. I don't know. Like I have zero clue what it's like in the dating
It's
scene.
crazy out here.
But I've heard it's interesting.
It is. I don't like I don't like the apps. The apps just didn't do it for me. I stay away from those. So,
Yeah. So,
you
but
know,
there's other things that you can do that doesn't cost money.
yeah,
Where,
I like the open mic nights. That's what I usually
yeah,
do.
open mic nights. You can
People who
also
play. I love
go,
musicians, so I always get along with them.
yeah. And
Yeah,
then you can also do some meetups where there's some like spiritual events
some
and
of those.
things like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know how to get involved in that, but I'm gonna look into it more. Thank you.
There's like a bunch of different uh, not necessarily apps. What am I trying to say? Facebook groups that are local. I'll share some of them with you. But for your audience, in terms of, say, go ahead.
She's an angel, listeners and watchers. She
Oh,
is.
thanks. Um, for for a general message and kind of playing with this theme is where you want to go in life will determine how you're utilizing your energy for the day. Everybody has a bucket of energy that they get, and some of it feels overflowing some days, some of it feels bone dry, depending on what day, chapter, circumstances you are in. It will determine what that bucket feels like or those cups feel like. And it's really important to check in and realize and recognize what's working for you, what's not working for you, how you can move energy to get more energy as well. And then moving into 2026. It's funny, I keep wanting to say 27. Like, I just want to skip
I
26 and
do
go
too,
right
and
to
I see it in my
27.
mind. I keep seeing 26 as a calendar number, and then 26 fades out, and 27 is gone, and then 28 starts fading back in, and then 2029 is there. I
Yeah,
don't
I'm
know
not
why
like,
I do
I'm
that.
just like
I have no idea
skipping
why I
right over
did that in my head.
26.
I think I want to. I think I want to.
Yeah.
26 is my lucky number, and I'm like, ooh, I'm not going to go through that year.
Ah.
It's not gonna be good.
Well, we're going through it, if you like it or
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
So moving into the new year, it's really important to prioritize yourself in a way where moving your body, focusing on health, focusing on renewal, rejuvenation, nervous system regulation, all of that's going to play into your cups and buckets of energy so that you can live your best life. And so trust what you're being guided to do and don't override rest. If your body's saying rest,
Yes.
rest. And do not sit there and tell yourself resting is lazy, because it's not. Resting is a spiritual act of rejuvenation and rebirth. And if you don't rest, God, universe is going to make you rest, and you're
Yes.
not going to like the way that it makes you rest. And so
Yeah.
trust, and just do it.
Yes. And your body will tell you, go lie down and eat some pizza. Do it. Do it. Or maybe it's sushi. And with that, listeners and watchers, I just want to say thank you as always for listening and watching. Isn't Amy just great? I just love Amy. And Amy, do you love the listeners and the watchers?
Of course, of
She
course,
loves it. She's like, oh, ah,
of course.
sure if I didn't.
It's fun because I go on different podcasts and I'll get interviewed, and it, like, every group of listeners has their own energy, and
Yeah, they do.
like
Yeah.
it's always fun. Like, it's always fun tuning in, especially like giving the host like a little reading, because then we do like the group reading, and like I get a chance to like really understand the energy of the listeners and watchers, and I think it's awesome.
Well, I get that from listening to podcasts a little bit. If I listen to a few of them, I can kind of pick up what their audience might be. But I've never heard anyone say that about like what they can do that too. This is really cool that you do that coming into a podcast and being on it. You can pick up what the audience is there.
Yeah.
That's really cool. And do you have anything you want to say to the listeners and the watchers, since you can kind of pick up on what they're like? Anything you?
Yeah, that's just one more message that I'm getting is um, prioritizing. I think it's so funny. Prioritizing protein. Prioritize
Oh,
some protein today.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go down to the little smoothie place and get the little protein balls. They have protein balls.
Yeah, whatever,
I don't know what's in
whatever.
them. They're good.
Yeah, whatever works. I mean, prioritize like high quality protein today in whatever way you like to eat your protein. That could
And
be
like,
meat, it could be a shake, it can be um, a bowl of lentils or hummus or whatever. Some
quinoa too, and that's a good way, I heard. And thank you so much as always, and I'd love to have you back as always.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much, and I was meant to say that to the listeners as always, but I said it's Amy as always. You. Oh, now we just met, but as always. And listeners and watchers, I love you too. Peace out. Have a great time. Bye. I just wanted to add a little something at the end of this podcast. I just finished mixing it, and so many guests have been angels, but I just wanted to point that out in this video podcast, and I wanted you all to see and listen. And if you've never listened to any of the podcasts, this is a great example of how often the guests are so giving to the host and to listeners. If you can feel that, I bet you do. Hidden you line. Thank you, listener. He loves you, right, I?